what's up? Thank you so much for clicking this video. I'm so glad you're here. This is Storybook Tarot, and I am bringing you a very, hopefully interesting pick a card reading. So if you enjoy learning about psychology and shadow work and how we can implement intuition and divination and things like this, and put it all together, this is the reading for you. Hopefully today what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to uncover some shadow work and some things that could be tripping you up in your life. It could be things that you know about. It may not be things that you know about, but regardless, I believe that the universe wants to reveal it to you, and will give you some helpful tools by the end of this video to kind of sort through those things, because I find when we are healthy inside, it produces a healthy outside. So this is pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. I would suggest that if you've never been to a pick a card, I would suggest that you put your feet on the ground and you take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it, and then breathe through your mouth. And just calm your mind. And it's whatever pile that you feel most drawn to. I know that they look alike, but hey, it helps you, sorry about the noise, it helps you practice your intuition. Okay, so we'll start with pile 1. And I will get more in depth about like what the reading entails as we go. I'll explain it in detail to you because I know that was kind of vague. So let's see, pile 1, what cards you got. This is going to help us kind of set a tone. Okay. So the first thing that we're going to be looking at is what drama or defense mechanism or subconscious pattern in your ego is currently playing out. So this could just be like behavior that you're kind of living in, I guess you could say. One example could be maybe maybe you are, oh, maybe that's a thing. Maybe I'm tripping up on my words because you are not speaking your truth. I don't know. We'll see. But it could be maybe you are being triggered super easily and you're reacting out of anger, things like that. Okay. So we got the crib card. It says birth or conception of a child or enterprise. And I read intuitively, okay? I read intuitively for tarot, read intuitively for oracle, whatever. That's just my style. It's the way that I feel that spirit speaks to me. So, okay? So crib can be a house. It could be, a shelter of some sort. Your energy is so sacred. Okay. Barred from entry, members only. Okay, what I find interesting is that we have like already 2 cards that are very kind of symbolic of a housing, right? Like shelter. And that can also stand for us as individuals. So I'm going to say that so far, and I'm going to draw more oracle, but I'm going to say so far that potentially the defense mechanism or the drama that we have going on, or just the unhealthy patterns that you're kind of living through, is being too guarded, not letting people in. And, you know, we always have our reasons why we don't let people in. A lot of that is, you know, hurt from the past. We don't feel that we can trust people, or maybe people have let us down, and, you know, we don't feel safe to let people in anymore. So we put up guards. You know, trauma is always a big indicator. Okay, one more shuffle. I have to watch my time on these because I'm a yapper. I'm a Gemini rising and I'm a Virgo sun. So there you go with some double Mercury. Okay, please tell me for pile 1. Give me some cards that kind of unpack this more about what's going on with them. What defense mechanism, drama, and subconscious pattern are they exhibiting right now in their life? Spirit guide me. Give me clear and concise messages. Pile 1, please. I just heard Spirit say 3. One more. Now I'm going to tell you that some of these cards are funny, okay? Because it's what's the tea deck, and they're drama, you know, but I like them because it allows me to get very blunt and detailed. Okay, so we got bad reputation, divination abuser. This is what I was saying, caught a case. Sexual infection, sexual disease rash. It doesn't necessarily mean that, so please don't take it that way. It all ties together. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay, well, I'm immediately getting that you have dealt with people in your past that I'm hearing exploited you. Maybe you were warned about these people and you didn't heed the warnings. I don't know why, but I'm hearing softer. Like, softer, please, softer. Like somebody telling somebody to be softer, to be more gentle. I feel like you're keeping people out. I feel like you're keeping people out because of people in your past who have hurt you. And that's kind of what I was feeling in the beginning, but this kind of just, you know. So this divination abuser, this doesn't necessarily mean a person that's coming in and they're, you know, I don't know, doing a million tarot card readings on you or tapping into your energy or whatever. But it could simply just mean a person who takes advantage of you, you know, almost like a person that's kind of like a disease that you can't get rid of. I feel like you've dealt with somebody like this or multiple people in your past that are like this, and your shadow, your ego, what's going on right now is you are keeping people out. It's a defense mechanism because of these people that you've had lots of interactions with, okay? So I'm going to do some of these. I've got a bunch of cards out, so just bear with me, please. Okay, I want to do some of these homemade cards that I made. Please give me more in-depth information for pile 1. Speak to me more about what's going on in this situation, please. Okay. The interference, outside influence is offering or is affecting this? The avoidance, the decision is being avoided. See, this is what I just said. It's people in your past who have caused you to go inward, not let people in, okay? See, the avoidance, we just keep getting cards like this. Do you see this right here? You're not letting people in. This is a defense mechanism, and this is keeping you, it's keeping you stuck, okay? It's keeping you from allowing people into your life who could potentially love you the right way, who could be your friend, who could, you know, give you multiple things in your life where you could feed into their life and they could feed into your life. It's blocking you from relationships. Okay? Okay. So let's see what underlying emotion or wound or past conditioning is feeding into this, okay? So this is kind of what we just did, but I'm going to go a little bit more in depth and see if we can get some confirmation on this. You know what? I'm going to use these cards right here. Okay, give me more information about pile 1 and them keeping people out and putting guards up. Please show me what underlying emotional wound or past thing, what happened to them in the past that's feeding this, that's perpetuating this. Show me what is happening or what has happened with pile 1, please. Show me what's happened with pile 1. Okay. Be patient. Move on. Okay, and I just heard take one of these little cards that I made. Well, they're little slips of words and phrases. Tell me more about pile 1. What has happened to them? What has happened to them, please? What has happened to pile 1? What's happened to pile 1? Protection, yeah. So I just said, you will. Cheater. Okay. All right, well, that's pretty clear, okay? Can't make this up. Protection. See, this is what I was saying. You're protecting yourself. You're keeping people out. What has happened to you is something that you've had to move past. I'm going to say somebody cheated on you or cheated you. It doesn't have to necessarily be romantic, okay? It's something that you had painful that you had to move on from. You had to be patient, okay? That, in my opinion, intuitively I'm getting is you had to be, it's like healing has taken you a long time. And because it's taken a long time to come back from whatever this is, in whichever way a person or people cheated on you, it's taking you a long time to come back from this. And because of that, you're not going to let people in. You're not going to let them in because it's taking you a long time to kind of pick yourself back up, you know? Okay. Now we know what's going on, and I'm so sorry, genuinely. I really almost feel those, I can feel those walls. I have a few clear senses about me, and I can really feel that. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to do some tarot. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Spirit, please tell me, how is this subconscious behavior of putting people out, of holding people out, pushing. Sorry, I don't know why I said it like that. That's bizarre. Pushing people out, keeping people out. How is this impacting them in their every single day life? How is this impacting them? I apologize if you get triggered from the cards being shuffly, but I'm messy sometimes. If you want one of these super perfection tarot readers, it's not me, babe. It's not me. Sometimes I do things. All right, one more. One more, please. One more shuffle. Spirit, please speak to pile 1. Show them how this behavior is keeping people out. How is keeping people out affecting them in their everyday life? What damage is it doing? Okay. I want that to fall. Ooh, okay. On the side. Interesting. Okay. So, well, first and foremost, it's affecting you because it's stilling your happiness. Okay. And it's preventing you from having experiences. It's keeping you from having experiences. And this could be in many ways, right? I don't want to just make this a romantic reading, because some people just simply aren't interested in romance, haven't had a romantic connection in the past. So I want to put this above, like, over all categories. Okay. This could be career. This could be family. This could be anything. It has taken your happiness and it has put you in a place of stagnation. Okay. The Magician coming out like this is like nothing happening, right? It's not saying like, well, it's like you holding back. Essentially, it's like you holding back, things being held back because you're holding back. Does this make sense? Right? Because with the Page of Wands in reverse, this speaks to me that you could be having a lot of experiences. You know, if you're speaking about romance, it could be passion. It could be, I don't know, communication with someone. It could be dates. It could be, you know, sensual behaviors. Let's keep it friendly. But you know, in the context of like career, this could be like you're not advancing, you're not using your creativity, you are just blah, you know. Keeping people out is completely stalling your life. Okay? So now I want to find out how you can safely confront and acknowledge and validate these hidden wounds instead of pushing it away. Okay? Because ultimately, we can know what the problem is, but we have to... I apologize. My alarm went off. And so let's pretend like that didn't happen. But ultimately you have to, it's great to have the information, but we have to know what we can do to fix ourselves. Or, you know, we can't always fix ourselves, but we definitely can trust that the universe can bring us the tools that we need to move past these problems and to create a healthier lifestyle and mindset for ourselves, you know, so that we can have healthy things in our life and we can have happy things. And just as I said that, I look over here. Spirit's so funny. You deserve love and compassion. This was just laying on the top. Exactly. See, this is what I mean. Like, you're holding yourself back and you're not getting this because you're holding yourself back. And, you know, you're being shown that this is out here for you. In whatever way that you want it, it's out here for you. right? And right underneath that, this is so much confirmation. Real change starts from inside you. If you want to see your external change, you have to work on the internal, okay? Okay. So, Spirit, please show the viewer how can they confront these problems? How can they stop pushing people out? What do they need to do to move towards healing? What do they need to do to heal this wound? What do they need to do to not push people out? Give me some advice as well. Okay. What can I do? I just heard 7. What can the viewer do to bring healing to themselves and not let push people out? One more, please. Ooh, that came out quick. Okay. Sorry about the little space that I work with. Okay. Okay, well, first and foremost, you have to stop isolating. You have to take experiences that are offered to you. Like if it's a social thing, go out with your friends. If you don't have any friends, then guess what? Go out with yourself, right? But you have to start putting yourself out there. You have to start getting out. Stop secluding and going into your own little bubble, right? I think that also goes along with, you need to embrace change, right? You need to embrace that life is ever changing and you are ever changing. And if you ever want better things, good things, then you have to be willing to embrace change. Embrace change, let change in, let change happen. And put yourself out there, okay? I think it's really important to, I'm going to say something, and please do not get offended or triggered here, but this is just, I'm a very blunt reader, okay? I'm really getting the feeling of the energy of like a person who's really like staunch, a person who's like, we cannot break the rules, right? Like very set in your ways, very staunch, very hates change, very like set in their ways, that kind of thing. Like I'm hearing 80-year-old man. Sorry, it's Spirit's got jokes, but I hope you understand what I'm saying and not getting offended. But you're going to have to start embracing change and loosening up a little bit. And, I'm hearing a laugh again. You're going to have to start doing these things to start to bring your walls down. This is what the universe wants you to know. In order to bring your walls down, you have to open up. And you open up, what you're being shown is that you may not know, you may be saying like, I don't know how to open up. Oh my God, like maybe you're shy, maybe you're just like in this bubble or whatever that you feel like you can't get out of. In order to get out of it, you have to start by having fun and opening yourself up to life and new experiences and change, right? That's what's going to start to soften, start to soften up that resistance I'm hearing. Please give me Well, this was definitely meant for you because that flipped before I said anything. Yep, that's what I just said. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Shy and inaccessible, take action to meet new people. This is the Jane Austen Oracle, by the way. It's very, very cool. Yeah, that's what I just said. Opening yourself up to change and meeting new people and having new experiences. Okay, 2 more, please. 2 more, please. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get in the camera. Is it really a privilege? If labels are useful on jam jars, are they really useful on people? But see, look, do you see how they are like networking? Like there's a group of people. See, it's socialization. So maybe this is just saying how I just said, be open to change. This is like, don't be so judgmental, right? People who you might, you know, write off, like there is like, oh, they're not my type if it's romantic, or they're not really the type of person I would hang out with, or like, you know, whatever. In whatever context this reading is finding you, this is telling you, you got to put your guards down. And I kind of sense that with the Hierophant, like not being so uptight, you know, not being so judgmental, not being so like the rules have to be followed. I don't know. I just keep getting that. 1 more, please. London. Okay, it says, your pronounced taste for entertainment could lead you to the beaten track. I don't know why I said it like that. I mean, I'm being silly, obviously, but this is what I was sensing. It's like the energy that's coming through. It's like you are very like classy. You are very like, you know, a certain way. You're a certain way. But it's like good. It's not bad, but it's just like, you're just, you know, you're almost like dignified. That's what I'm getting. And you have to start like kind of putting those guards down and letting people in who you wouldn't normally let in. That's really what I'm getting. So let's see. Do I need to take any more? Okay, no more. That's what you are being shown. So I really wish you all the best. And I really hope that, I know change is hard, and I know it's especially hard when you're like, when you are like you like things a certain way, you know, like I'm a Virgo sun, so I like things a certain way, and I get that. But like, if you want good experiences in life and you want happiness, you have to start embracing some of this, and that the shadow that you're being shown to deal with is putting your guards down. Just because people hurt you in the past doesn't mean everybody wants to hurt you or will hurt you. And I think that, well, I don't think that, I know that the energy has been very heavily focused on you in this reading. It wasn't as heavily focused on your past and what happened, right? But I think that's for a reason. I think that's because you need to let the past go. Yes, there are bad people out there. They'll hurt you, that will, you know, use you, lie to you, do all of the things, but not everybody is like this, right? And so I believe that if you really start to open yourself up and open your heart up to new and I don't know why I'm hearing new embraces, okay? I think this is going more romantic. It's just the sense that I'm getting. But, you know, if you start opening yourself up to these things, then I think that you'll see that your healing starts to kind of accelerate at a quicker rate. And I want to leave you with some journal questions that you can journal yourself that I think were really interesting, but very applicable to when I was planning this reading. You know, like for how you can like further continue healing past this reading, because it's very easy to just like get information and then just like go about our business. But I believe this is very important information and you should definitely sit with it longer. So in what ways, this is what you should ask yourself, okay? And even write this down. In what ways did I judge or reject the energy that Spirit is showing me? Okay. How did the shadow part of me actually serve to protect me in past events? And, you know, it does protect us. It does its job at the moment. It only becomes shadow when we just continue to hang on to it and we don't move towards healing. And what does my life look like? What will my life look like? Actually, you know what? I'm going to say, what does my life look like? Because I want you to envision what your life could be if you were to drop this behavior. If you started to let people in. And you started to just welcome in new experiences. Welcome in letting your guard down and being more open to people and to experiences. So, all right, that's what I have for you, pile 1. I hope it served you well, and I really hope that you'll come back again and see me on the next reading. Bye. All right, pile 2. Hello. I hope that you are well. I hope that you are having a beautiful day, and if not, you will after this reading. All right, so before I turn this over, here's what we're going to uncover, okay? We're going to uncover the shadow parts of you. We're going to uncover what drama, what defense mechanism, what behavior, what ego, ego actions are taking place right now in your life on a subconscious level, right? So essentially this looks like kind of like what's going on the outside, but what's really going on the inside that's causing the outside. Pile 2, I apologize. I had a call. That's an interruption, and I take those things during a reading because I believe they're significant, and we will figure out why. Okay, so what shadow aspect does Spirit want to show you is going on in your life that is causing behavior problems? I don't know why I said that. That's causing problems. That's causing you to not be living the best life that you could be living, okay? So let's start with these. We've got the cane. Pay attention to your health. Be your own guide. Interesting. Open your third eye. Energy is inside. See the truth within. Okay, well, you're definitely being shown to pay attention to something, because we've got an eye, we've got a pay attention card, we've got, basically you know inside what to do. So let's see how this continues to unfold, but it's definitely something that you're not seeing. Okay, so I'm going to use my T cards. What's the T? These are very gossipy, okay? These are very gossipy and dramatic, and I don't know. I like them. I think my Gemini rising likes them. So, yes. That's what we're going to do. One more shuffle, please. Please speak to me. Give me clear and concise messages for pile 2. One more. All right, Spirit, please show us for pile 2, what is it that they're not seeing or choosing not to see, or what they need to see? Speak to me for pile 2. More shuffles. 1, 2. What does pile 2 need to see? Okay, its stuff is popping out, but it's not. Okay. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to see what popped and didn't pop. Okay. Okay. Let's see what these are, but I think I'm kind of getting it. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Oh, you got a hider up here. Oh, okay. Now, oops, sorry. I am trying to keep this focused on you, okay? I'm trying to keep this focused on you because this is more of a psychology reading, but sometimes when we have some issues in romance and with other people, that slips out, and that energy, you know, deserves to be recognized, and it can and usually does play a part in how we are behaving on a subconscious level. So I'm going to say that this is something that has happened to you or is currently happening to you, and this is causing you to have this unhealthy kind of these shadow aspects coming out of your personality because of this, okay? So we've got moves in silence. Okay. Thief wants you back. And kissing. I try to keep it, you know, so I have to put a little mark on my video. Okay. No, you know what? Spirit just told me to let loose, so I'm just gonna say it. Kissing ass, okay? Listen. You are refusing to see toxicity that's literally right in front of you. And this could be, depending on how you want to take this reading, this could be things going on at your workplace. This could be drama, romance, family, whatever, right? But there's situations going on in your life that you are just not opening your eyes to. Okay? And I believe that the reason this is causing problems is because when you turn a blind eye to things that are toxic, that you are being pulled into or you're a part of, when you turn a blind eye to that, let me give you an analogy that I'm being shown, okay? Imagine this. Maybe you can imagine, like, if you ever watched cartoons as a kid. That's how I'm seeing it, like a cartoon, okay? Like, you've got a person and they're in their house and they've got like this wood floor and they have this big rug, this big area rug, and they take a broom and they sweep their floor every day, multiple times a day, okay? Multiple times a day. And instead of taking the dirt and putting it in a dustpan or, like, you know, vacuuming it up or whatever, they shove it under that rug. They shove it up under that rug. Well, what eventually happens? Well, a few things. One, the rug gets so full of dirt and just shit that needs to go out, that guess what? It starts coming out from under the rug. But not only that, the floor underneath the rug it gets dirty and it gets stained. Okay? So by you turning a blind eye to toxic traits and people and things going on around you, whatever your situation is, you'll know, you are essentially poisoning yourself. Okay? You're poisoning yourself. You might be in the moment bringing some temporary peace to yourself because you're not being confrontational, right? But this is going to come back to bite you. That's what I'm hearing. It's going to come back to bite you. Okay, so yeah, I don't like that. And I don't think you should like that either. Okay? Okay. Let's look at what is the underlying emotional wound or the past conditioning that is feeding this. Like, what has put you into the place to where you are now an avoidant? Like, you're avoiding dealing with things. Sorry, I just forgot to pick this one up, but I don't think that was an accident because I think this is affecting your health. Okay, that's not good. Not good. Okay, let's use tarot. Please, Spirit, show me what has happened. What has happened or what is happening to the viewer. What wound and what pain has happened to them or is happening to them that is making them so avoidant? What's causing this behavior? Okay. Wow, I just noticed that my candle went out. This one. And I think you need to pay attention to that because ultimately I feel like this, even with the health card coming out, this is choking you from the inside. Okay? Yeah. What has happened to the viewer? What wound or pain has happened or is happening to make them avoidant? Okay, that's all I'm supposed to take. Well, okay, I'm going to do this deck right here because this is what I'm being told to do. This is a homemade deck that I made. Whoop. Please show me more about pile 2. What's happened to them? What's happening? What's happened to them to make them avoidant? What's happened to them and what's happening to make them avoidant? Okay. All right, give me some of these words for Spirit. Please give me these words. Show me for pile 2 what has happened to them. Oh. I don't think I've ever gotten that one. Any more? Okay. All right, let me collectively put this together. Give me just a moment. Let me tune in. I'll show you all of these here in a moment. I'm just kind of getting them situated. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be in a romantic context because this is what I'm picking up, okay? You have dealt with a person or are dealing with a person that has... I feel like you guys had it hot and heavy in the beginning, right? Like, sorry. They came in really quick and they came in fast and you had intense chemistry. And I'm going to let you read this card. Okay. And with the Page of Wands, it's kind of the player energy. Okay, I think that they came in really fast. And I think, I don't know what's going on with my throat, but yeah. I think that you've been in denial. I think that they came in fast and they did not want to commit, and they don't want to commit. They're not making a choice. Okay? They're not making a choice. Okay, maybe they're juggling you. Maybe this is third party. You know, I think like you've wanted commitment and you've wanted something substantial with this person, but that's not how it's turned out. Like, you giving your body, but I feel like they've pulled back. Okay? And I think deep down inside, you know the truth. You know what is up. You know how they feel. You know the truth. Okay? But you're not acknowledging it. As like I just said, like, you are not seeing it for what it is, okay? Because, again, this confirms to me that they moved really fast. It's like I'm hearing blindsided, okay? So I believe because of the choices and the actions of others, this has put you into some shadow behavior that you need to deal with, which is not seeing people or situations for what they are. Denying what you know is true. Refusing to see it, okay? Okay. I want to know, Spirit, how can my viewer, how can they confront this? What can they do to heal this wound up to where they're not going to be in denial anymore? They're going to see things for what they are. They're going to see people for what they are, and they're going to gain some bravery to stop allowing people to play around with them. Show me what they can do to stop being in denial. Show me what they can do. Please give me some advice, some healing advice for pile 2. What can they do, please? What can they do? Two more. What can they do? One more. Okay. My throat has just not cooperating right now, and I had no problem before. So one thing I can tell you that the energy is telling me is that you need to speak. Okay? That's the one thing that I know for a fact that is being told to you. I'm feeling like some of these cards are being cut off, and I'm so sorry, but I can tell you what they say. Okay. Actually, hold on. Let me try to, there we go. Okay, I think something happened with my camera before, so hopefully it wasn't too bad. Okay. Okay, the Lovers can talk about a choice, okay? It can talk about a choice. This is what I was just saying. You have to make a choice, okay? You have to make a choice to choose to see the truth, to choose to speak the truth, even if you don't want to, because you know the truth. You already know, Okay, you already know. I feel like you're being called to, you need to do what you know is right. This is what I just said. The tarot is just confirming the energy. You need to do what you know is right. Okay? Even if you don't want to. Even if it doesn't feel good. Okay? Because it's not going to. It's not going to feel good. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not going to feel good. Okay? But like, essentially, this is going nowhere. And it's stilling. This is like right here. This is the throat chakra I was just dealing with. You have no voice. Your voice has, you know, you need to start embodying the Queen of Swords energy, which is speaking boldly. I wouldn't say it's so much speaking boldly as much as just speaking the truth, right? There's something that people say, it's like, do it afraid, you know, do it with your feet shaking. And I think that this is necessary. You've got to start cutting out toxic people and situations and allowing yourself to see those for what they are. Because essentially, if you don't, it is going to, as I gave you the analogy with the rug earlier, it's going to start staining your floor. Like, it's staining your insides, you know? Like, it's preventing you from moving forward in the things that you're called to move forward into. Does this make sense? Okay. This is the Jane Austen Oracle. Oh, that popped right out and I had not even said anything. Okay. A new home awaits you where you'll find happiness. Pemberley Estate. Interesting. Because houses, they stand for us, right? They stand for, like, it's like symbolic for a person. So it's like, I think it kind of goes with what I just said. Like, you know, you have happiness and opportunities waiting for you, but you have to take care of this first. Like, you have to start opening your eyes and stop like romanticizing things that don't need to be romanticized, Spirit says, you know? Like, if it's a duck, if it quacks like a duck and it waddles like a duck, it's a fucking duck, you know? Okay. Your imagination is boundless. It's time to turn dreams into action. See, it's telling you that you need to start taking some action. Okay? Stop turning a blind eye and take action. The path of prudence. If you dream of forgetting all constraints and lull yourself into complacency, remember that prudence can save you from disappointment. So, you know, notice, and I read intuitively, but like, notice how this is like a vehicle of movement, right? You're getting in here and you're going from one place to another. So it's like, again, you're being called to forgetting all constraints. Like, stop being still. Like, start doing what you need to do, which is opening your eyes to see the truth that's being shown to you, because you are keeping yourself stuck. Okay, you're keeping yourself stuck. Okay, I'm going to do 3 of these because I feel like I'm supposed to. These are just little tea cards, okay? 3 of these, Spirit, for pile 2. Oh, that popped out. 2, 1 more. Whoa, okay. So we have basket, recognition, reward for merit. Broom. I can't make this shit up if I try. Okay, do you remember the analogy I gave you in the beginning? Broom, new home, new attitude. Do you see the broom? What I just said? It's time to clean house. Open your eyes and clean the damn floors. Like, clean the house. Oh my God. I cannot. Take care. Enemies are working against you. Yeah. Yeah. So like you're being, this is like double confirmation that you have to start taking care of situations that are going on, that you know they're going on. It's toxic. Whatever this applies to in your life, take care of it, get it out, because there are good things coming up for you. But in order to get to those good things, you have to clean this out. So this kind of morphed into like kind of a more relationship gossipy reading, but it's still spirit showing you like this is the shadow aspect in which you're living out of right now. Like you're in denial, right? So I feel like I would ask what practical steps that you need to take to integrate this shadow energy and step back into your full power. But I feel like we kind of answered that. Although, let me just get like two more tarot cards. Two more, please. 1 and 2. Okay. So, Page of Pentacles and 8 of Wands. So, yeah, 8 of Wands talks about like movement and making, and like picking up speed and like, doing something. It's more of an action card. And see, the way I'm reading it in relation to your reading and your energy is like with the Page of Pentacles, it's saying like the quicker you do this and you stop living in denial and allowing that shadow aspect of yourself, which is like not seeing the truth that's like clearly before you, like the faster that you're going to have new experiences and new opportunities coming to you. There was even something, if I remember correctly, yeah, okay, yeah, I thought so. This came out, money flow. And, Page of Pentacles can be a very, like, tangible material card as well. So, this could have something to do with money. You're going to know, like, tap into your intuition, and you're going to know what it is that I'm talking to you about, and you need to take care of it. Okay, even bottom deck energy, Queen of Wands, says that it's time to pick up some fire. Okay, it's time to move from 10 of Cups, Queen of Cups energy, which is like, watery, emotional, loving, that kind of thing, sensitive, family, to a more fierce and passionate queen that has her fire sword out. Okay, because you need to take care of whatever this is. Whoever this is. I don't like ye. Okay, and I'm going to leave you with some journal questions. Some people like them, some people do not. It's whatever you want to do. I am a big psychology nerd buff, and I really enjoy journaling, and I think it's very effective. So I'm going to leave you with some questions. And these will suit you well if you write them down and you kind of contemplate on them as the reading ends, okay? In what ways did I judge or reject the energy that Spirit is showing me? Okay? How are you feeling about me telling you that you see something, but you're choosing not to see it? It's like, it, but, that's about as far as it's going. And how did the shadow part of me actually serve to protect me in the past? So what good came out of this? What good came out of your past or your present not choosing not to see those things? Like, what good came out of that? Because there is a purpose for coping mechanisms in the moment. It's just that we can't live in those coping mechanisms like long term, And what will my life look like? And what does my life? Because I want you to do I want you to envision as if it's happening. Even though it's not happening, I want you to practice a manifestation. Like, if it were to happen, if it was happening right now, what would your life look like if you stopped fighting this and you just, like, did the thing? You just, like, did the damn thing, you know? Like, what would it look like? What would your life be like? Yeah, that's what I have for you, Pile 2. I really do hope that you enjoyed this. I'm really sorry if I triggered you. Yeah, I hope that you'll come back again, because I really enjoy delivering deep messages, because I feel like those are the most transformational. So, all right, peace out. All right, pile 3, last but not least, we have got you. And so what we are going to talk about is, we're going to find out first and foremost what drama or defense mechanism or subconscious pattern of your ego is playing out right now, and kind of like what shadow self part of you is playing out right now in your life. And we're going to dive into like what we can do about it, why it's playing out, you know, like just a very deep dive, okay, of what's going on inside of you and your situation. Okay, we got charming chat, inspiring news. Ooh. Okay. What does this one say? Okay, this is like a mantra, I guess you could say. I will not compare myself to others. And then we've got the rabbit. Too much concern with sexual matters. Okay. I mean, kind of what I'm already picking up is, could you be a little too consumed right now with how things are appearing on the outside? You know? Let's see. We're going to use the What's the Tea Tarot or Oracle. Really like this deck. Yes, it's very gossipy. Yes, it's very dramatic. Yes, it's all the things. But I think you need to hear all the things. So bear with me. I'm blunt. I will not sugarcoat for you. I'm sorry. This is funny. Spirit's got jokes. This card came out. Cock blocking. Let's see what that means. But no, in all seriousness, like, this could cause like major problems for your life. So let's see. Okay, 2 shuffles. One more, please. For the beautiful pile 3. Okay. Show me what this means. Give me more cards for pile 3 and our shadow self right now. What's happening? Okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Pile 3. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I feel like I'm supposed to take one of these, which is odd, but that's what I'm hearing. Give me one for pile 3. What's going on? Okay. This is obvious. Okay, so I have to say, I don't sugarcoat, okay? So please have thick, tough skin when you hear this message. You need to stop your shadow, like your ego, what's happening through your ego, your defense mechanism, the shadow part of you that's coming out right now and kind of taking over your, life, personality, whatever. You are overly concerned with what people think about you. Okay. I'm hearing materialistic, but I'm just hearing like, this is rooting from a place of not feeling good enough about yourself. Okay, you're not feeling good enough about yourself. So if you can, maybe you put provocative pictures online, or you're sharing provocative pictures. Let me try to adjust this a little bit. Okay. And I think that you don't need to do that, because you have value in other ways. You don't have to, I guess I'm hearing kind of like overshow in order to prove like your worth, right? And I'm even going to say that you probably have like multiple people that you're juggling. Look, no shade, no judgment here. You do you, okay? But I am saying that this reading is about, you know, what is going on in your life that's unhealthy, and like how you need to like work on it, because it's affecting a lot of other areas. Well, this is affecting a lot of areas, like your need for attention and validation and to look picture perfect is stunting you someplace. Okay. Alrighty. As I said, I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger, please. Okay, so now I want to look at what's causing this, okay? What emotional wound or past conditioning is feeding this current drive to want to be seen, noticed, you know, admired, whatever, okay? I'm going to use tarot for that. I do think it is going to root back to insecurity. Okay, I do. But we will see what tarot says. Give me some clear, concise messages. What is affecting them from needing this attention? Affecting them from needing attention. This wounding. Okay. Any more? No more. Okay. Okay, let's do some of these. These are just homemade cards that I personally made. Okay. One for pile 3, please. More for pile 3. Okay, I think I'm just supposed to take this one. Okay, I want some of these too. These are little phrases and words that I made. Pile 3, please. What is happening? Oh, keep giving this energy. It will. Okay. Parents. It's not what you think. Okay. One more. One more, please. For pile 3. This one. Yes. Okay. So, what I've got. Give me a minute. Let me tune in. Let me tune in, please. Okay, what I'm getting is that this roots from childhood, actually, and I feel as if you had overbearing parents. Okay, it's going to be one of two things. Either you had overbearing parents who were too controlling, too trying to rule your life and, you know, take too much control in your life, or it could be that your parents weren't hands-on enough, okay? And I feel because of this, it has, you know, developed into a need for validation, chronic validation, because you're trying to fill an emotional need that you have on the inside, okay? So I want to find out, what can you do to, and I'm feeling about your energy is like, it's really, like, I'm feeling like you're just not accepting this, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like you're just like, okay, yeah, whatever, lady, kind of thing. And okay, what I want to do is I want to ask Spirit, how is this affecting your life in a negative, nasty way? Okay, that's what I think you need to be shown, because you may not be understanding like why this is necessarily a negative thing. Please show the viewer, Spirit, how is this affecting them in a negative way? How is this affecting their life in a negative way? How is this affecting their life in a negative way? Okay. We got the dog card. Getting together with friends. Dealings or relationship with a man. New home, new attitude. Romance is in the air, the rose card. Kite, vacation. Muddled, unclear thinking. And honor and respect will come to you. Well, first and foremost, I feel like this affects the quality of lovers that you're attracting, as well as the type of company and friends that you're attracting, okay? I feel like you're not getting the respect that you need because you are not respecting yourself, okay? Tree came out, affairs with the family. Could be causing trouble within your family. I think the biggest thing though is like, it causes you not only know yourself and who you really are, but I think it's going to cause you to attract the wrong partner, or it's already attracting the wrong partner, because people are essentially, they're being drawn to your looks and your physical body, but they're not necessarily being drawn to who you are as a person. And I feel like you want love, you want true love, right? But like, how can you expect somebody to give that to you if you can't even give it to yourself? You know? And I think that you're not giving it to yourself because you've never felt it. You've not felt that much from other people. Again, I think this is your parents. Sorry about that pile too. I got a phone call. Okay. So, if you choose to accept this, and you choose to see this as something that could be potentially blocking you from healthy and successful relationships and attracting healthy and positive people who will honor you and give you the love and respect that you really deep down desire, then I'm going to pull some cards as to what you're being encouraged to do about this, okay? How you need to stop, like how you need to, like, I guess change, right? Like, what is it that you need to do? What are you, sorry, I don't know what's wrong. What are you being encouraged to do to I don't know, present another image about yourself, you know, like present an image of you that's actually true and like gains respect and attracts people, you know, that are worth keeping around, I guess you could say. I'm hearing something about teasing. Okay, like you're being encouraged to stop doing this, okay? Okay. Tell me what pile 3 needs to do to change this shadow aspect of themselves and to form and develop a healthier lifestyle. What do they need to do? First and foremost, you have to stop being stubborn, because I'm feeling a big resistance in this reading. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna serve you well. Okay, let me get 2 of these. Give me 2 cards for pile 3, what they can do to move into a healthier state of being. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was sensing. Okay. And let's see, how many of these do I need to take? 4. Okay, you need 4. 4 cards, please. 1, pile 3. What can I do to change it to help here? 2 more. 1 more. 2. Okay, I need 4. Okay. So, as I said before, I apologize if I trigger you, but I have to be honest with you. Oh, that's interesting. Those look alike. And this is for your highest good, okay, to know this. Okay, first and foremost, you have to be open to somebody telling you you have to be open. Hold on, I need to adjust this. Okay, you have to be open to someone pointing out something to you that is damaging for your life. Okay, do you remember how I said I'm feeling resistance? Like you don't want to hear this, like you're like, whatever, I roll. Look at this. You're not my master, my life, my rules, I'm unchained. Okay. And that with some of these, the Ace of Swords, it shows me that you have got to stop being like, I know best. My life is my life. Nobody can tell me anything. I'm going to live the way I want to live. That may be true, but you're going to have consequences for living how you want to live. So, you know, we're here to identify the shadow aspects of ourselves that's holding us back. And that is what Spirit is showing you, is that need for attention, that need for validation, that need for, you know, people to recognize you as desirable and sexy and all of the things. It's not like those things are inherently bad, right? But it's when they get out of balance, that's when we go into the shadow aspects of ourselves. So shadow aspects can have good things. Shadow aspects can produce good things if they are kept in balance. Does that make sense? But they have to be kept in balance, okay? So we got spiritual rooting. Yeah, like I feel like you really need to look deep. You need to look at the things I'm saying. Like you need to look at why this behavior is going on. This is what I was saying. Maybe you're being encouraged to dive deep into past childhood trauma, because that typically will make a person needy for attention and validation from other people, you know? Especially if we didn't get what we needed in childhood, okay? And I think you're being encouraged to listen to people. You're being encouraged to listen and adhere to the advice that you're being shown even right now. Okay, I'm going to read you these cards. Okay, hypersensitivity. Within you is a space for, I can't hardly read this without my glasses. Within you is a space for, I cannot read this because there is a glare. Okay, hold on. Okay, within you is a space for recollection, which could be very useful to your sensitive soul. Take advantage of this opportunity to rediscover calmness and serenity. But I feel like what this is telling you is to dive deep, what I was just saying. Like, don't be sensitive, don't be like defensive about what I'm saying, but genuinely take this as like a message of love from spirit, right? Like, you've got to start looking deep within you. If you want your life to be healthy and you want to attract healthy people and healthy opportunities, these are the changes that you have to make. Innermost home. Interesting. What I was just saying. Taking a deep dive. Taking a look deep inside. Each house or estate reflects its owner. Then there's been a theme over the past 3 piles of like your house. Like your house, like Spirit's been using a lot of examples of houses, but the houses are symbolic for us as people. So again, this is telling you you've got to look deep within. You've got to start looking deep as to why you need this validation. Why do you constantly need to feel like everybody wants you and likes you and desires you, you know? Okay. Double dealing. Some attention you receive might not be entirely benign. Notice how that's talking about attention? I can't make this up. And see, it's like a mask, right? It's like essentially I feel like you're wearing a mask, right? And I feel like, see how there's a tear on that mask? Then like eventually this is just going to lead to pain and tears. It's going to be empty. And then the influence of others. I can't make this up. I didn't read these. It's wise to ask for advice, but the decision is always yours. See, that's exactly what I was saying. This goes back to this. It's that very defensive, rebellious attitude. Like, I'm going to do what I want to do. All else can fuck off, right? But it's like, Spirit's saying, like, essentially, this is your choice. You don't have to listen to this reading. You don't have to listen to anybody. You can do what you want to do. But if you want to be the healthiest version of you, you have to deal with this. This isn't something that you can just like skip over, right? Like, you have to deal with this if you want to be the healthiest version of you. Okay, that's what I think. That's what I have. That's what I am being called to pull for you. And where do I want to leave this? How do I want to wrap this up, Spirit? Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's it. That's what I want to say. I totally wish you good luck. I really hope that you take this advice from Spirit and that you know, you understand that it's healthy to care about what you look like and to put, you know, concern into your looks. But you have to build a life in other ways too. Because if you don't build a life in other ways, eventually your looks are going to fade. You're going to get older, you know, and then you're not going to have a lot in your life. You're not going to have anybody or anything because you didn't invest in that. And ultimately, you know, Spirit wants the best for us, and there's multiple things that we're called to do as individuals, but we have to be open to that, and we have to be willing to make the changes that it requires to fulfill those bigger, deeper things, you know? All right, that's what I have for you, pile 3. I really do wish you all the love and all the luck. If you want to go off of me in the comments, that's cool. But I just have to deliver what I feel I'm supposed to. And I really feel very strongly that this is like very important. So yeah, that's what I will say. So good luck to you, and please come back and yeah, bless me with your energy again.